Hey guys, Jeremy with Dragonsmith Glassworks. I spent part of this week over at Run Glass Studio in Louisville, Kentucky. So here's a little video giving you a tour and kind of showing you some of the stuff they were making. All right, enjoy.
All right, I'm Brooke White of Run Glass Studio and Gallery in downtown Louisville, Kentucky. We're located at 815 West Market Street, and we encourage you to come by.
Hi, I'm Tiffany. I'm the gallery director at Flame Run. I've been here 17 years, and I'm here because I started out in glass blowing and have moved since the stained glass. So that's me.
All right. Gallery and hot shop. It's in the Steve Manufacturing Building, and it's the Glassworks building. It's kind of an interesting story there, and I'm not going to go into all the details of it, but the Flame Run has kind of been there throughout the life of this redone building, but under different ownership and different management throughout. In fact, there's another glass studio in the building. It's a lampworking studio, and I did try to go and talk to them and maybe see if I could get some footage, but unfortunately they didn't really seem to want to talk to anybody walking into their studio. So, you know, we spent a lot of time at Flame Run. I was here for several hours over the course of a couple of days. And I know we're going through this gallery pretty quickly. There's a lot of stuff to look at. And so I thought this was kind of an interesting piece. I like the bolts sort of holding to the wall. There's a lot of cool stuff. One neat thing about this gallery is there's a lot of different artists. You can see those cards. I kind of whipped past them a little too fast because I'm trying to show everything. There's a lot of different artists on display. They've got a variety of price points in this gallery, and you can see some of like behind the scenes stuff back there, which I'll show some of that in a little bit. I've got a soft spot for these sort of floats. I really like that kind of stuff. This might have been my favorite wall in the gallery. So much cool stuff on this wall. They do some really cool sandblast and color fill. Some of these artists, I like the barrels there. They're kind of fun. A lot of different cool stuff. Here's some of that sandblasting and color fill. At first glance, I honestly thought it was brawl. And then once you look closer, it was pretty obvious what it was. But it's still very cool stuff. A lot of neat cane work. The stacking dishes are kind of neat. I like a lot of this stuff. Some cool roll-ups. There's some more of that color fill. My wife really loved those nesting dolls. I mean, they didn't really nest, but that's what they're modeled after. Some really cool pieces throughout. Those glass flip-flops are neat. This piece was really cool in person. I tried to capture the effect on camera, but it's 3 pieces of glass that sort of reflect the light. Some really beautiful Raticello there, and you might have seen a little book there. I'll be reviewing that book probably in the next month or so. I'll talk a little bit about that when I do. You know, lots of fun little ruffle dishes and paperweights. So they've got a heck of a color wall here at Flame Run, and as a glass blower, I love seeing this kind of stuff. You might have seen those little red-handled shears down there, so you've got some cool tools, lots of frit, lots of cane. You need good color. They use those little cups to do in colmos and other things. They've got a decent cold workshop, a couple of wet saws, a wet belt. They've got some really big lap grinders, a nice sintering wheel and lathe over there, and they've got a really, really nice hot shop set up. They've got several different stations. They've got multiple glory holes and furnaces. Really cool stuff. They're actually working on an apple here. Now, this was the first day I visited, and I will show you some footage in a little bit of one of their apples going on. Now, that fan, that's not a glitch in the background. That fan is almost synced up perfectly with the frame rate of my camera, so it was really trippy to watch. But so just kind of give you an idea, they got 5 annealers, and they're good sized annealers. Nice big double door front load. And here's the second day I was on site. This is one of those apples. Now when I showed up, they were already about 45 minutes into this piece. And this is a neat trick he's doing here. He's marking the pipe with chalk so that it's easier to line up the torch work and the sculpting he's going to do. And I was really wanting to show as much of this process as I could. These apples are actually going to be awards for some Applebee's corporate things, I think. But you can see these chalk lines are actually lined up to where he's torching, because he's going to be cutting in the lines for the apple. And they were doing, you see the calipers out, they are pretty precise, and these pieces take a long time to make. As I said, they were about 45 minutes into it when I arrived, and I probably filmed this for another 45 minutes. This was sort of the end of my visit, was filming these. You don't see these like graphite pads often. They're pretty cool. They're a little tricky to use, so it's neat to see them. And that paddle, it's seen a lot of love over the years, a lot of use. So when you're visiting a hot shop, it's kind of tricky to know where to stand to get the best view of the action, but also to be completely out of the way. It's like being in a kitchen. You don't want to get burned. You don't want to be in someone else's way and slow down the pace of the work. So it was really important to me to get the good shots, but primarily to stay out of the way. So I do miss some good shots and some good opportunities, but not being an interference was more important than getting clean shots. So they pop this off. They are actually saving those stems, that piece sticking out there. They remove it, they save it, they're going to use it for a project later on. And again, they're very precise. They're using the calipers to make sure that everything is within tolerance, because these are for custom orders. And I'll show a shot of what a finished one looks like. They've got a model over there by that fan for reference while they're working. There's a lot of Sophie work in here to get this just right, and some creative use of the Sophies as well. Beyond what they're using here, they do various things with the Sophie to make sure that everything is going to work out just well. I don't know that I caught all of that on camera, or that at least I didn't edit it all into this. You know, I chatted with these guys for a long time. I've actually cut all the shop audio out at the request of the gaffer here. You know, when you talk in shop, sometimes things that get mentioned and get talked about, they're not for public consumption. So just out of respect, I'm not going to keep the shop audio in, just from the conversations, you know, that were being had. Nothing untoward, just, you know, private things that they may not want shared. So the stem going on is, took a long time to actually make the stem, but the heat on it is perfect. When they put it on, they get exactly the movement they want. As a glassblower who focuses on speed more so than precision, it is killing me to watch these bits being made, but they got exactly what they wanted out of each bit every time. Now, I did miss the leaf going on the way I wanted to get it the first time, but you know, it worked out pretty well with the second visit. I actually have some footage of the previous visit. I caught just the leaf going on. You can see that was the second one. There's their finished, and you know, they've been featured in local media. There's all kinds of stuff. Book is the owner director, and he's got a lot of awards and accolades and talked about. So it's definitely worth visiting. It was a cool building, and it was a cool experience, and I would definitely recommend that if you are in the area, it's worth checking out. I really enjoyed it. So, all right, guys, that is it. I hope you enjoyed that little walkthrough, and we'll see you next time.